one.
Hi, I'm going to show you how to do some touch-ups on your wall, take your tape down, and clean out your windows and paint your furnace grate. So once I've gotten about 2 walls painted, I usually then go back and I go ahead and clean up and take the tape down. I said earlier that I've never found a tape that'll stay on for 14 days. I usually try not to leave it on for a few hours. So when you go back, just glance. Like right here, there's a place where I must have rotated my brush and it didn't coat really well. Same with right up here. So I'm just gonna, I barely had any paint on my paintbrush, and I'm just gonna hit those spots and carefully look. Make sure you look all around before you take it on down. When you're happy, then you can go ahead and start taking your tape down. When you pull your tape off, kind of turn it so that it's going on itself as it peels back. And just go slow enough so that if it does start to take some of the wall with it, that it doesn't just continue to take it. I usually will fold this in on itself then, in case any of the paint is still wet. I don't accidentally get it somewhere else. So just go ahead and continue to peel. But again, make sure you check as you're peeling, because if you decide you need to touch up somewhere, it's much easier to go ahead and just get your paintbrush really quick and tap it, then have to retape it and then recover it afterwards. So when you're finished, go back with your damp rag and just wipe your wood one last time in case you got any paint along there. It'll take the paint off. This looks like it was a great job taping, so I didn't really have any of that. So now we're ready to go ahead and take our screens out. Before you go to the trouble of putting your curtains back, clean your windows. So for mine, they just pop out down here at the bottom and then lift out. All of this dust then can be handled 2 ways. I could go and get my vacuum again with my nozzle and then just vacuum both sides and stick it back in. Or I could take this entire window outside and spray it with my hose. Either one is perfectly fine. It's just whichever one you feel comfortable with. Then go ahead and take your window cleaner. I like to just use straight vinegar. So I just use vinegar and I put it in a spray bottle and I spray and then wipe this all off. And then do the same for the outsides of the windows. Most windows will allow you to go ahead and open them up, and then you can either lean out that one and clean this one, or lean out this one and clean the other one. So all of them work a little bit differently. Make sure you wipe out the wood trim. You might even go get your wood cleaner and something even more serious to just put some oil in that and get it all cleaned up nice. So again, you can just pop your window open. If I had that one open then too, I could just reach out and do quite a bit of my cleaning work from the inside. You might also want to wipe inside the area down here. A lot of times they'll get dirt and grum into them, sometimes even cobwebs. So make sure you clean those all up. I have already gone and fluffed my curtains. They're laying right there, so I'll be ready to put those back up once I've cleaned my windows. So now I'm ready to show you how to paint your furnace grate. Some people leave their furnace grates white and they never touch them every time. I like to paint my furnace grate. So the first thing that I will do is take my roller and just lightly put some paint on it. So I don't have a ton on there, just enough. Then you can use any plastic bag. You could use an old pillowcase. You could use newspapers, and then I've just simply put them on top of some old paint cans. So anything underneath to protect your floor. Then just take your roller and roll it across there. Make sure you get it nice and solid. And then I usually roll it along all 4 sides, like so that the edges are also painted. I have found that the more I can do with my roller, the easier it makes my job. painting with your paintbrush can be a lot slower process, and I think it doesn't cover a lot of times as nicely as the roller does. So once I've done my roller across and I've got a nice good coat, then go ahead and take your paintbrush, again, take off the excess, and then just go through each one of those vents, making sure to get all the way to the edges to cover up your last color. This usually will take 2 coats, so you usually have to do it a second time, at least in the vents. So go ahead and get that all finished up. Then while I'm taking the tape off, I usually will bag this up so that it doesn't dry out on me. So if you remember, I talked about getting a plastic bag, just bring it across there, pull it across the edges. If I was gonna leave this for a really long time, I'd bag it again the opposite direction from the other side. So, thank you.